is going on? What's cracking? It's your boy. My name is Aidan Morgan. This is my first ever official YouTube video. I'm very excited to start this journey. I'm 21 years old. I have been going to the gym for a little over 2 years now, consistently. I started July 31st of 2023. I started working out when I got back from basic training. I'm in the Army National Guard, and I started tracking my calories and going to the gym consistently at that time. I had gone to Planet Fitness a few times before. I was working out like maybe twice a week, and I was just doing arms and chest over and over and over again. So, yeah. And I wouldn't get protein in. I didn't know what calories were. I was lost. And my goal with this channel is to help people, help young men specifically, achieve what I wish I knew when I first started working out. And also, I want these videos more so to act as a journal. It doesn't matter if people don't see it, it doesn't matter if it blows up or whatever. I want these to act as kind of like video diaries of what the what I view in terms of working out, because you have all these influencers, you have these people that are just posting, their physiques, and obviously you have like the huge like steroid epidemic in terms of like young men my age, guys, 18 to 23, like just blasting roids. And you just, you kind of wonder like why people are doing this. And that's what interests me, is the mentality. So I'm not going to be up here posting my physique or posting my workouts and stuff like that. When I talk, I'm going to be talking about fitness, but I'm also going to be talking mainly about the mentality. That's what I want my content to focus on, is the mentality that we have as young men towards working out. What do I mean by that? And I'll probably have a video in the future diving into this a little more, but we kind of have to ask ourselves why we're working out. We have to ask, what am I doing this for? Because we all start for a certain reason. We all start, like me, I started because I was just chunky my whole life. I was chunky, and then towards the end of high school, I was kind of like skinny fat, and then I got chunkier, and then when went to basic training, I lost a bunch of weight. I was 160 pounds, which I am almost 160 pounds again, but I have more muscle on me now after 2 years of lifting. You start out at a certain place, and you're often like, I don't want to look like this anymore, which is fine. That's fine that you don't want to look like that anymore. But what's important is, how do we deal with that? We come to a crossroads, we come to a path, and oftentimes social media, being the great tool that it is, will tell you to hate yourself. And I have so many friends, I talk to so many guys, especially as I further go into the gym, whether I'm talking to guys at the gym, or I'm talking to guys that I work with, or I'm talking to guys that, in the comment section on TikTok. I don't have TikTok anymore, but talking to, whoever, you just see it. You see people that are just like, the thing they do is hate themselves. And if there's one thing I could get across to anybody, and that I wish I could get across to anybody watching this video, it is that you may be growing physically, but if the way that you operate in the gym is through self deprecation, you are not making any growth. The gym should not just be about your appearance. If the gym is purely for your appearance, it is time to reassess your life. Your mentality towards the gym reflects who you are as a person. There is no growth just because you're physically growing. If you're physically growing towards that physique, but the voice in the back of your head is like, I hate myself, I'm a piece of garbage, like that anime character sounding, if only I if only I was an actual worth, if only I was an actual person of value, if only I had innate value. Anyways, let's rep 225 out on incline. We're crazy, bro. You're never gonna be good enough. And if you're like, this is my goal physique, this is what I want to look like, and I'm going to do anything I can to get to that point, including, think, that's me, the needle. I don't know how steroids work. You're never going to be satisfied. There's that even Arnold when he was talking about the 1970 something Mr. Olympia, and he thought he looked fat and he was super lean. He was Mr. Olympia. You're not Mr. Olympia. You might want to be Mr. Olympia, and that's great. But a lot of us, we're not trying to be Mr. Olympia. A lot of us, we're not trying to be bodybuilders. You just want to feel good about yourself. People made you feel not okay with the way that you looked, and now you're trying to fix that. And that's fine. I was there too. And this is what I wish I knew when I first started was that my value does not come from how I look. The gym is a great thing. Weightlifting is a great thing. And I'm not saying you can't use your anger as fuel. I use my anger as fuel all the time. It's a great place and a great way to get your frustration out. But if the way you motivate yourself is through self-deprecation and saying like, "Oh, I'm not strong enough. I'm not good enough. I'm hitting chest 5 days in a row now because I just my chest sucks." And like, I'm just gonna blast shoulders and like, "Oh, I gotta lock in. I gotta lock in over and over and over and over again." But you're not like growing. And whether you say, "Well, that's just I actually do hate myself. Like this is how I work out my hatred for myself." You're it's not. You're in a cycle, you're in a circle. You're in a circle, you're just repeating the same thing over and over again. And when you tell yourself that you're not good enough and you're like, "Well, it works. Hating myself's the only thing that's ever worked for me in the gym." It's not going to work for life. And the gym is not life. Okay? This is coming from a total gym bro. I love the gym. I listen to hardstyle. I throw weight around. I love it. The gym is not life. Because you can be fine in the gym. And dude, trust me, I am addicted to the gym. I want to be in the gym all the time, probably to an unhealthy manner. And that's another thing. With these videos, I'm not saying I'm like up on my high horse being like, "Listen to me, I am an influencer." That's not what I'm trying to be. I'm never in my life going to try to be an influencer. What I am trying to do is talk to guys that are going through the same thing as me, and maybe I can help them shift their mentality as mine's being shifted because I'm right there with you, dude. Like a way that I get really good work done in the gym is I just like beat myself up. But then I'm making progress and I just continue to beat myself up. And then it's like, wait, what am I trying to achieve? Because you're never going to be good enough. And I'm not saying that, yeah, you're right. I'm never going to be good enough. Hmm. Hating myself's the only thing that's ever made me grow in the gym. Hating myself got me the physique I wanted, but now you hate yourself. Hating yourself got you the physique you wanted, but now you hate yourself. When you could have just gotten that physique by, I don't know, maybe having a little discipline and just doing it instead of, "Oh, I need motivation. I need to motivate myself. I hate myself. I hate myself." What are you doing, man? The gym is a beautiful thing. The gym is a beautiful thing. And it can be a great place to get a lot of stuff out. But if you are just if you're watering that plant in your mind of hatred and self-deprecation, it's just gonna blossom and take over. That's not a good analogy. The two wolves is a better analogy. If you're just feeding the wolf, that's like you're a piece of garbage and you're never gonna achieve anything. Yeah, you might have moved 315 on bench, but now you just think you're a piece of garbage and that 315 meant nothing. Should have been 405. Should have been 405, bro. Oh, dude, I'm like 0.2% I have 0.2 more percent body fat than 2 weeks ago. Gotta slash my calories by 1,000. I hate myself. I suck. No, the mentality you should have is I have a goal. Whether I don't think you should chase a physique as a goal because you are your own physique and we're all built the same. Like we all have the same muscles, like as long as you're doing the right work, like I'd rather have goal weights in the gym, like goal lifts and stuff like that, because like you're gonna compare yourself, even if you get to like, if you want to look like David Lade and you get to the same muscle mass as David Lade, and you just don't have the abs that David Lade has, because your abs just don't look like that, or your biceps just don't look like his, or your chest doesn't look like his, because his chest is insane. His chest is insane. What then? Maybe you can't achieve that physique. You can achieve your version of that physique, and that's great. And guess what? You're also super healthy. When you chase health, the physique you want will follow. And you'll notice it's not the physique you might have wanted in the beginning. Because I've wanted to look like Nightwing for the longest time. And I noticed once I started taking care of myself, I started not being okay with my depression, because a lot of people out there are just wallowing in their depression and they're okay with it. That's normal. Okay, that is 100% normal. And I speak from a place of, I've been there, and I kind of am still there. Sometimes we like to be sad. Sometimes because it's comfortable. And if there's one thing we do, it's seek comfort. If you were just a person that every single time sought discomfort, you'd be like the greatest person ever. You'd be the greatest lifter on this earth. Earth. But we all seek comfort to a certain extent. We all want comfort, but sometimes we have to get a little uncomfortable in that pursuit of happiness, in that pursuit of health. Because you can be growing as much as you want with your physique, but if there's no growth up here, if there's no strive towards becoming a better you, and a you that's at peace with yourself, especially as a young man, you're going to be angry for way longer than you need to be angry for. And it's funny because I'm not talking to anybody in like specifically. I guess I'm like talking to myself right now. And that's my whole goal with this, is just to talk to myself, talk through my thoughts. And when I do this with like buddies in real life, or people, I've been told that I should start making videos. Basically, to summarize, when you chase health, the physique you want will follow. Just because you're growing in your physique does not mean that you're growing mentally. Self deprecation should not be what fuels your lifts. When you self deprecate, when you're hard on yourself, you're feeding a voice that's never going to go away. Learn to appreciate your wins. Learn to, it might feel like you have a bit of an ego, but learn to be confident in yourself. I'm I'm struggling with that a lot. I'm very hard on myself. And I know a lot of you guys are probably very hard on yourself too. And I know it's tough being a young guy, and the gym is a great way to grow as a person, and the discipline of working out and running and the mental clarity it can provide is a great thing. But it is a journey upwards, not downwards. Count your wins, okay? If you see something as a loss, take it as a learning experience. Okay, I went down a little bit. I didn't track my calories this week. I'm a person who has a lot longer to live on this earth, and I don't have a bodybuilding show coming up. I'm just going to get right back to doing what I was doing before. I know how to do it, and I'm going to do it. It's okay. That builds resilience. That's feeding the right wolf in your mind. The wolf of discipline, and the alpha wolf of discipline. When you're feeding that discipline, you're not going to not track your calories for another week, for a long time. And if you slip up again, you're going to be like, okay, I'm just going to do it again. Just going to get right back on the horse. You know what I mean? You fall down sometimes, you get right back on it. Because if you stay down, you grab a shovel and start digging downwards, You're not going anywhere, man. You can't dig a hole to China. Okay? You can ride your horse to China. It's possible. It is possible. But you can't dig to China. Not in this lifetime, anyways. You'll be dead. But you can ride your horse to China in this lifetime. And China, guys, in case you weren't picking up on it, is a great physique and a healthy lifestyle. And that's what we're chasing. We're chasing health. We're chasing a healthy lifestyle. So get out there, lift, run, get some sun, get some sleep, drink some water, eat some protein, do things you don't want to do, get a little uncomfortable, and I will see you guys in the next video of things we're going to talk about in the gym. Peace out.